She don't think a man should drink out of a straw.
Really?
Not that small.
Okay, so I get
There's no manly way of doing it.
so to be honest with you, I get criticized a lot because like my technicians, like when I worked in retail, I have an umbrella, and he was like, "What kind of man carry an umbrella?"
I carried one.
I carry one too.
I don't think it's gay to carry an umbrella.
But
Like,
is
I
it
feel like
not?
It's not.
The ironic part is my wife just walked in the rain. Like,
No,
She
I
walk
do
in the
too.
rain?
yeah,
Especially
like,
since I went natural. There's no reason
yeah,
to get
she
an
went
umbrella.
natural.
You a
She,
thug, ain't you?
I mean,
did she feel like she can move quicker without
if
it?
you ain't straightening your hair, then what's the water actually finna do to you? Nothing.
I don't know. I just don't want to get wet. I don't want to go into like a meeting or something like that and I'm soaking wet.
You dry. Sit next to the air conditioner.
Nah, that make it worse.
Yeah.
It'd be cold and wet,
Just what I'm saying. It's like simple. You can like
Slippery.
put a umbrella up.
and they be squeaking and shit.
Y'all don't like being uncomfortable, do you?
Why?
Who?
What's
Yeah.
the point of being uncomfortable?
I mean-
if you have to be uncomfortable.
I mean, nobody likes being uncomfortable, but y'all really can't be uncomfortable.
I mean, you can be
If I have a
uncomfortable,
choice-
but yeah, it's a choice.
I'm gonna choose not, especially if it's like an umbrella. It's a
I don't
simple
know,
fix.
man. I feel like maybe this is the first topic. I feel like sometimes men be a little bit. Y'all be a little babyish about being uncomfortable.
I mean, it's one thing to be babyish
Like, have y'all
about.
seen y'all when y'all get sick?
Yeah, okay. So what I'm trying to say, it's one thing to be babyish, and it's another thing to know what convenience and what life really is,
Okay.
and not. Because like I've been places, or like most of my life, it's like I don't have a fucking umbrella. Like who fucking cares? You got a hoodie, right? You know. But if you don't necessarily have a hoodie and you got an umbrella, and you know the convenience that it brings, like why not use an umbrella?
Yes.
Like that's. It's ain't gonna lie. When you taste the lap of luxury,
Male privilege?
it's not a fucking umbrella. It's not male privilege.
When you taste male privilege,
When you
can't
taste
be uncomfortable.
when you taste the lap of luxury, because I feel like male
Multiple
privilege
steps
is just like, hey, right now it's dark outside. I can go and walk and nobody's gonna really fuck with me like that.
Male
They'll
privilege.
think twice.
Male
That's male privilege. But
Okay.
but having
Walking in
an
the rain?
umbrella
Yeah.
and knowing that it's okay to have an umbrella.
No, hold on. Because I feel like we embarking on what is male privilege and what does that lead to.
How does an umbrella lead to male privilege?
Because y'all, I don't know, man. And I'm not saying it's right because I do feel like as black women, we do need to like stop getting used to being uncomfortable and just kind of taking it, like taking punches. But y'all really ain't for that. Like, have you seen yourselves when you get sick?
Okay, hold on.
Have you seen how many punches we've taken? Okay, go ahead.
The sickness.
It's not as much as those.
That's close.
If you look at the hierarchy of society, the person that comes last are the women of color. Because first you got men and women, and then you got race. So like, if you look at the class that's the least, it's black
I
women.
think that's a close one with a black man, black woman. I think you like
Yeah.
neck.
I
I think you like neck.
I don't say nigga neck,
think we
because y'all
need-
got male privilege. Y'all get paid more than us.
Not.
Uh-uh.
Okay, hold on.
No,
We hit
come
too
on.
many topics. Let's. Okay, we
Yeah.
going back to that.
Hold
Okay.
on. So this was the intro. Thank you for being with us, guys. This is Cocktail Circle. I think this is technically episode like 20 for us, but what we're putting out, this is going to be like episode like 3 or something, because Zay and I was on the first 2, and you know we heard you guys, and we brought a young lady on here. Miss Jada, we got Miss Jada on here, and what's your profession?
I'm a therapist.
You're a therapist.
Yes.
Okay. So she's a therapist. She'll fix you if you're broke. No, she'll help you
Like a
fix yourself.
There you
Physical
go.
therapist or therapist?
I'm a therapist. I'm a social worker.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Social justice warrior.
Okay.
So yeah, we just jumped into this thing, and we just want to like thank you guys for joining us. And our cocktail is the Long Island. Everyone make their own Long Island. Like
Mine's
normally.
the best.
No, it's not.
It really is.
Nah, you definitely got like third. It's like
Yeah, like my shit is like.
Yours is good, but
Mine is great.
better.
yours
Like,
is not
look
the
at
right
my
color.
ice and look at your shit.
It
But
don't matter
anywho,
what the color is. It matter what it tastes like. and it got a lot of liquor in it, but you can't taste the liquor. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous cocktail.
You can tell who's under 30. So,
Right.
so
I need to know what's in mine because I'm old.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the topics.
Yeah.
So we were talking about,
wasn't
I
even
guess, like
insulting y'all or
male
nothing.
privilege, which does exist, but
Thank you.
it does not exist in the realm that you think that it exists.
Okay, tell me what
100%.
tell me what it is.
Y'all
'Cause I'm
think
not
that-
oriented to reality.
So what?
Not a man's reality.
It's not. So the thing is, like, you guys think we have privilege in every single thing. Like, we just, like, trump y'all in every single thing. Like, even when we say, well, men make more than us, but we have that notion that, black women are outpacing black men, in businesses, this and the third.
That's
So,
because we've gotten more degrees.
oh, well, okay. So if you have more degrees, that means you get paid more.
Not necessarily.
Ideally, you
Depending
would like
on your
that.
profession, because there are plenty of people I know
So you mean to
who
tell me-
never went to college who are eating me alive income-wise.
Okay.
True.
Okay. Hold on. No. You gotta dissect that shit. Yeah, a plumber gonna beat your ass. A plumber's
Because
gonna
ain't
beat
nobody
your
else
ass.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
But that
like-
go back to
No, but you look at plumbing, you look at what is it? The beauty industry. You look at
Okay, so you
the
in
entertainment industry.
your profession versus a man's profession, that's the same exact thing. Which you would agree and him without a degree. Who's gonna make more money?
Me, because I have a degree.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
But if he had the same degree I had, he would make more.
no,
Okay.
that's a skewed.
So no, because you're looking at it like on
No,
two
it
different.
is.
You're looking at two different levels. If we both had an LMSW, and we were both working in the same agency, he would get paid more. Because
How much more?
70 cents on the dollar.
But the
That's a
the
lot.
statistic
that's
that
almost
what
100%.
they're using to try to justify.
For every $1, men
No.
typically make women typically
That's
make
because they take the
77 cents.
total amount and not in the category like you just said.
Okay.
They take all of the jobs
Okay.
and then they separate it like that. But they're not including the high risk jobs that women don't take.
Like a plumber.
No, I'm not
like
talking
a
about
fucking
like
skyscraper.
The plumber's
like,
high risk.
yeah. I'm saying like you
Absolutely not.
cleaning windows on a skyscraper.
Yeah, like
women not
cleaning
doing
windows,
it.
like that's
Those are higher paying jobs.
exactly. That
working on
don't
power
require
lines.
a
But we are
degree.
Those are
talking
how-
about being in the same, because what's unfair is being in the same agency with the same degree in the same position, y'all would get
100%.
paid more because they feel like, oh, you might get pregnant at some point. We're going to have to replace you.
But you might.
But that's
Yeah,
a fact. If I was running a business, I would
So
understand
now I can't
that.
afford to take care of my kids. And they don't even give us maternity leave for real. Like,
Okay, that's a government
I don't get
thing.
it either.
but that's what we're saying. Like on a societal level, they just,
I mean, but the amount of women that do leave the workforce after having a kid, and the men.
that's because they don't make it easy for us to stay in it.
I mean, that's just with. I mean, even with having a kid, it's gonna be hard and still work a full-time
Absolutely,
job.
absolutely.
Whereas the man who's working the same job can continue working, continue gaining more experience, continue staying at that job, gets more experience, gets more time at that job.
That makes sense when he's
And-
moved up, but when y'all are
You know what I'm
starting
saying?
out salaries,
Well, yeah, equal. But I'm saying this is how that gap happens. Like over time, come in making the same amount, come in with the same degree. Over time, distance, him still being there longer, not taking any breaks for return leave or anything like
Privilege.
that.
That's not
Yes,
a privilege.
but
That's
yes,
a
it is.
fact.
But
no,
he's working.
okay. What do y'all think privilege is? 'Cause it sounds like we're having two different conversations.
But he's working though. I don't.
Privilege is all privilege means is that you get an advantage over someone else. That's all that it means.
Absolutely. So when companies look at us, they go, oh, she's going to get pregnant, so we have to
So
put more
is-
money probably into this, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to pay her less and pay him more. So y'all have privilege in that
So
area.
is that an advantage? Because as a company standpoint, that's not an advantage. Because if I'm running a company, if I know I have a worker there that's going to be there 24/7, 365, yes, I will pay that employee more than
Right.
someone else that may not be
Right.
there.
You're describing
24/7,
privilege. So since we
365.
have to get pregnant,
No,
y'all
that's
can-
not
You're describing
privilege.
privilege.
Hold on. But
Now, I think you guys think that privilege means something else. So privilege means because of whatever you got going on, you're going to get more
So-
out of society. You're going to have more access. You're going to have this. Like, that's what that
That's
means. No one's saying
business.
no one's saying anything that...
But honestly, it would be the other way around though. Like if I was running a business and I can hire a person that make less money to do the same job, I would do that more. I wouldn't hire men. I would just hire women. If I could pay y'all 70 cents less,
They do.
I would never hire a man. Like if I gotta pay them more, I would just never hire a man.
Well, that's you, but other companies are doing it.
Cause it don't work.
It's
No,
business.
it don't work like
so
that.
that's the thing that we're trying to say.
Okay, well, whether or not it's business, that y'all have the advantage in that situation because they're factoring in that we're probably gonna get pregnant. So in order for us to even have a chance to get where y'all at, we have to not have kids. You understand that?
Okay, so even if you not have kids, you're still gonna get paid the 70 cent less or something like that.
Exactly.
But it depends.
Because they assume,
That's what I'm saying.
Because they assume you will, so they go ahead and give you guys more access and more advantage. That's privilege. So
but
no
I
one's
understand
saying.
that. But like, okay, I'm a nurse. The amount of
Oh, that's cool.
my field is dominated by women. The amount of women that I have worked with got pregnant and have never returned is astonishing.
Right.
I'm still there. Like it makes,
I mean, no one's saying that whether or not companies are thinking whether or not that makes sense on paper monetarily, but because of who you are and that you can't have kids physically, you get an advantage in that situation. That is privilege.
That's not right though, because it's
What's
just
wrong
like
with it?
it's a lot wrong with that whole thought process on it, because it's like, oh well, you can't get pregnant or have kids, so we're gonna pay you more just because like you physically can't.
Welcome to America.
But that's just like saying like this: if a woman and a man are standing somewhere and they're both helping move, who the hell are they gonna tell grab the washing machine?
I was just about to say the amount
So
of physical
who's
work that I do
privileged?
compared to a woman in my same job, way more physical work. Like if
What it got to do with your position in society and your access to resources?
No, I was talking about a job.
Your access to resources. You
and-
have access to higher paying jobs because of who you are. That is privilege.
They and you are both movers, right? They ask somebody to move a washing machine. He's off, it's your turn. You're off, it's his turn.
What does that have to do with my access to resources in society?
Because it has to do with
So
your
you
output.
don't have the same access to the resources? As a
No, if
woman?
you're going to get paid more, then no, I have less access because I have less money.
Okay, so
You're still getting access to that job.
oh no, y'all not finna escape this washing machine. No, because it's a whole thing on like
y'all don't want to do nothing. What? Okay,
no, it's a whole thing on like not Twitter and fucking Snapchat and Instagram and
TikTok
all of
and
that
all that.
shit. When they say a young lady who likes to date other young women, they was like, y'all finna stop treating us like we're men and saying, hey, help move this couch and help move this freaking washing machine.
They're not men.
Because they're not men.
Okay,
So why should I pay you for a job that you can't do that somebody else can do proficiently?
Okay. So what about non-physical jobs?
Okay, that's fair.
That's
okay.
what I'm saying.
No.
It's like legit. If you have more money, you have more access.
Okay.
So if we have less money, we have less access to
So
resources.
what is the category or what is the percentage of non-physical jobs that you guys have that we compete with that you guys are getting paid less?
Let's look it up.
Okay, you got an iPhone.
An iPhone?
But that statistic started off wrong because they combine all of the jobs and divided by the amount of people that's working, by the amount of people that ain't working.
Which is more women than men anyway.
So it's going to
Oh,
be
so y'all
skewed.
don't work.
No, it's just
I mean,
like
you
we
said
don't
it, I mean.
we don't know. Either we're in jail, we've been killed, we've been aborted. Like the biggest killer of black people. A lot of people don't realize this.
95% of abortion clinics
It's
are in black
abortion.
neighborhoods.
You know, so it's abortion. Then it's like cardiovascular disease and fucking hypertension.
Yeah.
Well, which
Trauma.
leads to like it's okay. It goes down the line, but it's more women, and even women outlive men. Regardless,
why.
that's just
No,
how
that's
it
true.
is. Yeah.
That's true.
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Because y'all always holding stuff in and avoiding conflict.
Oh my goodness! You see how it's always still our fault.
Didn't nobody say it was your fault, but like if you hold in your emotions, you gonna die. 'Cause that takes a physical toll on you in the long run.
You know what? I'm gonna flip it because women have the privilege that society has granted them.
What is our privilege?
To be more emotional. Men don't have that privilege to be
No,
emotional.
I'll give you that.
Yes.
I will give you that.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
things.
But when I say privilege, I mean your position in society that grants you more access to resources. So if you get paid more, you have more access. So on average, if a man gets paid more in the same job with the same degree, he has more access in society than a woman does.
I understand your logic there.
Okay.
I'm saying the statistic that they're using starts off wrong.
Okay. So what's the right statistic?
I get what you were saying. You can't say that women make less money than men if you're just combining all of the numbers.
Okay, I hear you.
Not specifically going to, all right, we're going to go to accounting.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can really.
But if you go to accounting, will you
really
see
do
that,
it.
will you sing a different song? And
No, I'll be like, this is the facts. This is what it is then. And I'm all right. But,
I know with you. It's just like, it's data. It's, where when you look at the statistics of it, like, because I took statistics in pharmacy school, like, you understand how, like, deltas are skewed. You understand how, like, p-values are skewed. You understand how a lot of things,
depending on, like, sample size and whatnot.
Yeah, your sample size. It's so many, or how you do your study, like and COVA. ACOVA. Like it's so many different ways that you can do your study kind of tailored to what you want it to be. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Okay. But when you compare apples to apples, and then the whole notion of like how black women say, oh well, we outpacing men and stuff like that. We out here, getting the bag and we doing this. How you gonna get the bag and you also gonna say, well, we're oppressed too? You gotta pick a struggle. Either you're gonna be getting the bread or you're not gonna be getting the bread.
Have you not looked at history?
Shot fired.
What's the history?
Are you black or are you a woman? Do you know what that's from?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So historically, right, if you look at how it goes, right, with privilege, white men. Okay. Right? Then you got white women, because white comes first.
It's Asian men almost at the top though, but
financially. Yes, however, but as far as privilege go, call the police. Who more likely to get shot, an Asian or a white person? Exactly. At the end of the day, it's a white person is not. They're gonna believe the white person. So that's how you. But like you even
said, who gets shot? Is it you or is it him?
Me. Even if it's between both of us, it's still gonna be me. It's always gonna
That's
be
true.
me.
But if I say I was, if I say I was sexually assaulted, they're gonna ask me, well, where were you wearing and where were you?
I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
I'm going to jail.
Come on, say.
It don't even
doesn't matter.
I'm going to jail.
You're going to jail. Like, welcome, nigga.
Right,
you're going
and
to jail.
they're not gonna even listen to me. They probably won't even come.
Because guess what? They're not gonna listen to you because sexual assault. Oh, there's a black guy.
You fit the
Come on.
description.
No. They're not even gonna listen to me as a black woman. If you was a white woman, yes. If I was a white woman, yes. But as a black woman, they're gonna be like, "Are you sure?" How do you know that's what happened?
They're gonna question you.
Were you wearing that shirt when it happened? Maybe you misinterpreted.
I would say it would be harder for you.
Now, I get with your logic if I was a white woman, but as a black woman, that's not the case.
That's not.
We get more gaslighted about sexual assault because we get gaslighted by y'all.
Wait.
The next time, I remember I saw a meme. She said, this girl said, the next time one of y'all asked us what we was wearing when we got raped, I'm going to ask what was said when the police shoot one of y'all. And I was like, phew.
Nothing.
But see, that's the thing. We wasn't doing nothing either, but y'all asked us what was you wearing.
I would
I'm
never
not talking
ask.
about you.
No, I'm saying I understand that's what society is saying, but I was saying if a woman is saying a man touched them inappropriately, there are
no question.
If a white woman is saying
no.
But black women are not believed. We're typically the aggressors.
Now, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Why I can't say that?
Because like most of the time, the dude is going to go to jail regardless.
Yes.
Like okay,
I get what you're saying.
She hit me 8 times, and I hit her once. You hit her?
But no, listen. But you getting what I'm saying? But y'all skipping over it and running to this scenario. I'm trying to explain to you the way the privilege hierarchy works, right? Okay. So you have white and man. Right, then you have white and woman, and then you have black and man, and you have black and woman.
We skipped all over like Asian and Chinese and Indian.
I think that gap that you're speaking of is closer between the black man and black woman.
Sure, but you guys are still a little bit above us. Now,
I agree with both of you guys.
Because what you're looking at, because again, you're comparing apples to oranges. If you're looking at a man who never went to school versus a woman who did, yeah, you can't explain, because there's another factor in there. There's the education factor. But if you look at a black man who is just as educated as a black woman, he is going to make more in the same field because he's a man. And especially, no, listen.
Is that the only factor?
Especially if he is a black man that is rare in that field. They're going to pay him more because they don't want him to leave.
No.
sir.
I'm a black man. And I'm rare in my field.
Yes. Yes.
I work in a field where black men are rare.
I'm very
But I'm
rare in my
saying-
field too.
but-
And I know it's a woman that get paid more than me.
I know plenty of women to get paid.
What's
more.
the other factors involved?
That's what I was asking you. What's the other factor besides the sex, him being a man, that would cause him to make more money? What are the other factors?
Well, the factor we named about the pregnancy thing, that actually comes down to gender versus man versus woman. So being a man grants you more access. That proves privilege.
But you don't have to have a child. That's a choice. You're choosing to have a child.
Right? So in order for me to move up, I can't do what I'm naturally wanting to do. I can't live my life the
You
way I want
can't
to. But if you want,
choose what
but listen,
you-
but if you
You
choose
can.
to have a child, that will not change your status at work. That will change mine.
You can. But okay, if you choose to do that, okay, the difference is, I would say, for men, the actual labor part, yes, 100%, we don't have to do that part.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
But you can come back to work if you want to. It's a choice.
Right, but not always. But think about it like this. Right? If we leave for however many months, we're typically going to lose our job. Because for the first year of your life, you got to be pretty much tethered to your baby.
No.
You don't have to.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, you don't. It's a choice.
You don't.
It's
you don't.
nice.
No,
It's
hold
nice
on.
to do.
But biologically, your baby does better when they're closer to you
Yep.
in that first year.
I get you.
So I can decide to leave my baby at home and risk
Right.
issues in development. So in order for my child to develop the way I want it to and to bond with my child the way I
Exactly.
want to, plus postpartum depression, possible postpartum psychosis, or whatever we got going on postpartum. In order to go back to work, we have to literally fight our biology and not do what we're designed to do in order to have the same position you got where you don't have to leave work at all.
So you
That
should
is
get
privilege.
paid more, right?
That
So
is
you can get paid the
privilege.
same amount.
So you should get paid more because you have
But
to
we
do
have,
X,
but
Y, and
it
Z.
costs more for us to get paid
So-
more. It costs us more.
No, I'm saying, okay.
It
so
costs you nothing.
for what?
If you have kids and continue to go to work, it does not cost you as much as if your wife has a baby and leaves the baby at 3 months to continue to go to work. When they have a newborn baby at home, you telling me it costs the same?
You saying like
So
it
a guy
costs more
doesn't have
money?
to do that,
I'm
right?
not talking about money. I'm talking about
Costs
whatever
what?
it costs.
So the guy
So
doesn't
that's
have
the
to do
cost.
that,
So
right?
I have to. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there is more of a biological need for your newborn baby to be with you than it is for a man. So in order for me to have to break some of that bond and go back to work, that costs more for me emotionally and mentally, and the same for the baby than it does for a man to go back to work after having a newborn.
So that's why you should get paid more.
I'm
But
with you
we
there.
don't.
But
So I'm just asking you. You're confirming that's why you should get paid more because of that, right?
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm asking.
What I'm saying, I'm not saying I didn't say anything about us should getting paid more. I'm saying that you do because you're a man, because it costs less for you to just go to work. We
Okay.
have to go to work with all these other factors involved.
we go to work with other factors too. But
But they're
society
not.
just,
But that's not the same weight.
Society just don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if I have to go to
That's
work
fine.
and I don't see my son for a week. Nobody gives a fuck.
That's my point.
And I have to just go to work.
That's my point.
I'm with this. What I'm saying. I just go to work. Nobody cares.
That's my point.
And when the woman goes through things, it's like, wait a second, hold on, pay attention. Hear me out. Nobody give a fuck. I have to go to work. There's no questions about it. I gotta go to work.
So that's what I'm
Nothing.
trying. That's what I'm trying to say. What you're saying. It's like you have to understand trade-offs. That's why I brought up fucking moving the washing machine and shit like that. I'm not gonna say that I'm not
Why
going
y'all
to
don't wanna move
hire.
stuff?
No, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna hire
ain't
a
trying to do no
young
work.
lady or female to like be a mover. But when it comes to
I'm not doing it.
But I can't lie because it's like some things like, you know, when it comes to a woman, like she's like, hey, well, why y'all moving it like this? You can move it like this, X, Y, Z. You know, it's just a different outlet or whatever like that. So I'm not gonna say that. But what I'm trying to say is that physiologically and psychologically, we all have something different that we contribute. And that value brings something different to a company. So whether a man or a woman has privilege or something like that, it just depends on, you know, whatever. Like, so most men or most businesses may hire a woman to be a decorator. And I feel like I decorate better than like 70% of women.
I feel the same.
But if I apply for a job or some shit like that, like I might get picked over with a young lady.
I'm glad you said that. That happened to me in real life. Like I applied for, I think it was Jade. one of them jewelry companies.
Yeah.
Killed the interview. Did not get it.
Yeah, so
And
it's...
the person that gave it to, I knew she couldn't sell shit. And she stayed in that job, I'm gonna say 2 months.
That could be because you're a man. That could also be because you're black. They don't trust you around jewelry.
But you can't keep coming with these caveats though. So what I'm trying to say,
because y'all do all the time. Everything I say, y'all got a caveat. Why can't we?
Nah, it's not a caveat.
lose-lose.
We come with like generalities and stuff like that. So that's what a lot of times like women do. They come with like caveat. But my friend, she got 5 kids and she married this dude.
I didn't say anything about
I
personal.
understand.
I didn't say anything personal.
But most women do. My friend, she got 5 kids.
Yeah, but you're not talking about me, so let's talk. You're not talking about me, and that's not what I did. So we don't even have to bring that up.
All right, so cool. So, well, I'll go back to generalities.
Okay.
And so what I'm trying to tell you is just like it's a double-edged sword or it's double standards or whatever like that. You know, where you have women that take advantages of certain things and you have men that take advantages of certain things.
100%.
Now, can you say that those scales are balanced where men take more, you know, they get more privilege than women or whatever like that? I cannot necessarily say that they're equal in balance. I give you that. But I can say that there are times where women, the scales weigh more to the women than it would to the men.
Okay. So can you use that same argument that when a black person yells racism, a white person loses their job, and so we have just as much privilege as them?
To be honest with you, you want me to tell you why? And this is more like biblical than anything. It's because we don't own shit.
Okay.
So it's like when you talk to a black person, they lost their job and this and the third. I ain't even gonna lie. 85% of the time, it's because they weren't doing the shit that they were supposed to do.
Okay.
Because like the one thing that white people do is document shit.
They
They'll write you up.
Man, that
He's
email.
like, hey,
Yep.
They're really
he
good
was
with them emails.
1 minute late. You like, okay.
And why you
1
send
minute
that in
late.
an email? God, it's going to HR.
Right. Now they just,
It's going to HR.
They got
It's
that-
going to HR.
So
HR is
that-
BCC'd on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a blind copy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I hate this shit.
Me too.
So it's one thing because we don't own shit. And okay, I'll bring it up. I'll say this shit.
Uh-oh.
Kevin Samuels said this shit.
Okay, yo.
R.I.P.
Nah, watch your
Kevin
mouth.
Samuels.
Don't talk bad of the dead. So he
I
said
say
that's
that
it.
Kevin
So-
Samuels fans are Kevin's wives.
No, we're not. So, but no, that's what I'm saying. No, don't say that. So the thing is, Kevin Samuels says like, hey, if you have a social work degree and I have a pharmacist degree or whatever like that, how can we come together and start a business where you don't have to work for your boss and I don't have to work for my boss or something like that? We can start a business together and help one another. You know, so that goes back into the point where you're dealing with different corporations and they might be led by someone else that's not of your race. And they might not understand like your practices or how you do things or how you operate or X, Y, Z. And then you get written up for like stupid things that we think is stupid as like our culture is like black people and stuff like that. So why not work for your own people? Like why not come together and like...
You answered my question with a question.
Okay.
I asked you, I said, is that the same as a white person being poor or whatever, or saying this and be like, hey, I'm underprivileged in this way too. And we're like, but race is not the reason, right? And that's our argument. It's like, race is not the reason why you got all that going on. And so that's basically what y'all are saying. When you talk about like, well, men this and men that, it's like, yes, but if you look at the hierarchy of society, men come before women, do they not?
Most
In
things.
certain settings, yes.
Men come before women.
In certain settings,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, men come before women. So naturally, the order of things is white male, white female. If we're talking about black and white male, white female, black female. Now, we can talk about how close that gap is all day, but y'all are still right here, and we're still right here.
Okay.
Because men come before women.
Is that a problem?
Yeah.
So this is
It's
what...
a problem when we single with kids.
So this is the
a
problem
problem
that I
then.
have with that.
That was just like, it's a problem for the man to be.
Zay, this is what I have the problem with this.
It's a problem
This
when
is
we
what I
single
have.
with kids.
It's like this. If y'all want to be us so bad, just be us.
Oh, please. Please,
Just
the
be
whole
us.
Kevin Samuel movement is y'all want to be
No,
black
no,
queens
no,
too.
no, no. We ain't finna talk about the dead man.
Yeah, you brought him up first, so since
So-
we there,
so,
y'all just want
like,
to be
just-
black queens too.
No. So no, because
That's why.
no.
That's why y'all mad
no,
about moving furniture.
No. No, I love new moving furniture.
This is
like,
wrong.
No, it's not. Because if anybody say, hey, can you do this for me? I'm like, yes.
I got
because
you.
as a black man, that's what we pride
have done
ourselves
it
on.
multiple times.
Then what you complaining about it for just now?
We're not
Who's
complaining.
using that as an example between a man and a woman that don't like?
Do you know I move 90% of my freaking apartment on my own?
Exactly.
The only help I need, because the couch is so fucking big, I can't carry it by myself inside a door and put it here.
And you probably got another man to help you.
I got another man to help.
That's the only point.
That's the only thing.
What does that point have to do with privilege in society?
No, we were saying we was using the man versus woman.
Okay.
You said how we complain about things. I said I move 90% of my apartment by myself.
Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
That's all that I'm saying. Like, I didn't call Zay, I didn't call Justin, I didn't call Mince. The only person I had my homeboy Wayne to help. And he helped move the sofa and the TV stand because, like, it's kind of heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy, but it's oblong. I can't move it by myself. So that's the only reason why I needed help. So what I'm trying to say to you is that the privilege that we have as black men, the privilege that you guys have as black women is cool. But y'all want to be us. Well, a black man can do it, a black man do this. It's like we never complain and say, well, black women do this.
Ooh,
When do we
Justin,
not?
that's a lie.
What do you...
Justin, that's a lie.
What is it a lie?
All y'all do is crap on us. That's all y'all do.
Give me 3 examples. I ain't even gonna say
First
5.
of all, Kevin Samuels, I need not say more.
I don't know. That's not an example.
I don't agree with that one.
Okay,
Because a lot of
come
women
on.
did not follow Kevin's
Oh, no.
Exactly.
First of all,
he-
black women need to watch out for Marisol and Maria. I need to make sure I watch out for every Marisol and Maria because they're just so much better than us. We can pull that video up right now.
No, hold on. No, I'm saying.
That's just one video.
No, I'm saying.
I still
There are
ain't put a finger
videos
down.
where he's critiquing men. There's videos.
There's
where
a
he's
lot
critiquing
of-
women,
What that
and
got
a
to
lot of-
what that got to do with the example I pulled up?
Hold on, because you're only saying one specific thing that.
No, he asked me. He said, "Give me an example," and I gave him an example. Kevin Samuels does that.
But if he does it to both, then you can't really use
Not
it
as much as he does
Exactly.
it to us.
Oh,
He-
see, you
he
see
got-
the caveat?
He got famous by crapping on black women. That's what made him famous. Not crapping on y'all, crapping on
Okay,
us.
can we go
because
back
that's
to
what
the
y'all like
original
to
point?
say.
Hold on, but who was calling in? Because if black men get shit on, we ain't gonna keep calling this motherfucker to get shitted on.
What that got to do with
That's
him
why
talking
he
about?
got famous.
So basically,
because
you keep going
black
there.
no, hold on, multiple
The
black
same-
women kept calling in. He was and I don't even
Yeah,
have,
those are called
You know who else
I don't
did
even
that?
have
Those are
issue-
called pick-me's.
I don't have an issue
You
with
know
him
who else
critiquing
did
them.
that? Stefan Laboursier. And I used to follow Stefan. I still follow
I don't know who
Stefan.
that is. Can you
He's like a dating coach, XYZ or whatever.
Okay.
The same thing. He said, I put out a lot of content for black men that it wasn't really getting bites. So I started helping black women understand the thought process of black men.
Okay.
Then that's when he blew up. Because before Kevin Samuels, it was Derek Jackson and
Derek
Stefan.
Jackson. Ugh.
Yeah, it was Stefan
You know what?
Laboursier.
Look, wait. Let's take a second. I always knew Derek Jackson was full of crap.
Man
I
knew he
I
was
knew
full
that.
of shit.
I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
How are you a man and you're never on a man's side? Like that doesn't make sense to me. That didn't make sense to me. You're never on a man's side. Like I understand empathizing with us, sympathizing with us. I get that, but it was always so skewed in the other direction. I'm like, at this point, you're crapping on yourself, and I don't trust it.
It wasn't that he was never on the man's side. It was that he was, when women did
pandering.
wrong, he said, it's okay, you can do wrong.
Yeah, like it was
but
like
men, they shouldn't do X, Y, and Z.
that didn't
So
sound
that's the
natural
pro-
from a man,
That's-
regardless
yes.
of whether or not I agree with it. It
So-
didn't feel natural, and I felt like it was
So
fake.
it's no problem with crapping on a man. But if you're gonna do that, you still got to come and say,
No,
well,
there's no
women-
problem with that. I don't agree with that either.
It's no problem with crapping on a man. But it's still like when it comes to women, you can't say, hey, well, I know you went out and did such and such, such and such, but he's a man and he should know how to deal with that, this, and the third. It's like you have to have accountability, and that's always my thing.
Wait. Can you start that over one more time? I lost.
There's
lost
no
it.
problem with crapping on a man. But at the same time, you can't sit there and not crap on a woman because you have to have accountability on both halves.
Why
So you
does
can't-
accountability mean I have to crap on somebody?
whatever you want to use, constructive feedback, whatever you want to
Okay,
say.
what Kevin Samuels was not constructive. It was destructive.
So-
There's a difference between constructive and destructive.
so the stuff that when I listened to
depends on
when
the
he was
person.
giving
No.
when he was giving constructive feedback to men, which I heard him talk to, like I said, on several occasions, I took that as he like, okay, hey, bro. You doing this. Hey, you doing this.
Let's
hey, you doing that.
define destructive and constructive criticism.
Feedback. Because criticism is just straight up you
No,
tearing somebody down.
Constructive criticism is not tearing you down. That's the difference. Constructive criticism is saying, hey,
It's
you know.
feedback. It's not
No, it's
criticism.
not. It's criticism. There's a difference between
I want to see where
constructive
you're going with this.
Me
and
too.
destructive criticism. So let's just say you can't sing, we in a choir. Okay.
Okay.
Destructive criticism is, hey, you suck.
Okay.
You need to stop singing. 'Cause
Okay,
you
that's
suck.
fair.
That's destructive, right? I'm not helping you. Constructive criticism is, hey,
I'll let you finish.
hey, I noticed you're missing that note. Can I help you with that?
That's
Maybe if you try.
feedback.
That's constructive criticism.
That's feedback.
No. We have placed a negative.
What is feedback?
Let
Give me
me
feedback
finish
then.
my sentence.
I will.
We have placed a negative connotation on the word criticism, but originally the definitions were constructive, and criticism was originally a neutral word, and we held on to the destructive criticism and began to associate negativity with it. However, there is constructive criticism, which is considered feedback. Both are considered feedback, but one is negative and one is positive. Both are criticism.
I agree with your statement when you said it's neutral because it depends on the person. Because if you
No,
can't,
it depends on how you approach them.
No, it depends on the person. Because
Do you
some
approach
people,
them with empathy or without empathy?
No, okay, I'll give you an example. For some people, let's say we're playing the game of football.
Okay.
Guys, I don't know, 5'8",
Okay.
200 pounds. He wants to be an offensive lineman, and I come to him and be like, bro, you suck as a fucking offensive lineman. You need to get your ass to play running back. Depending on that person, how he receives that information determines whether it's constructive or destructive.
Okay. I'm
For
listening.
me, if you come to me with, hey, sir, I think you really should, that shit don't mean nothing to me. But
So
if you
this-
came to me and said, bro, get your ass over here because you fucking suck. Do this shit over here, what you're good at.
So you
This
respond well to destructive criticism.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on
You
the person.
respond well, but it's still destructive.
No,
It's not-
you're
Hold
diverting.
on, hold on. It's not
You're
destructive.
diverting.
No.
You're diverting.
If it's not destructive,
No.
if I use it to build myself, how's that destructive?
What am I looking at?
How's that destructive? She just put something
What
on
is
Google.
because they can't read it up here. Not
Can
me.
you
But
read
you
it
did
for
the same thing to me. Pull this up.
What is this?
So he pulled up the definition of criticism, and I pulled up destructive versus constructive criticism. So let me read. Okay. So, according to the Oxford Dictionary, criticism is
White
the
man.
Oxford Dictionary. Yes. Indubitably. Yeah.
Y'all, hey, y'all, we going on YouTube, man. Chill out.
The expression of disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes. The expression of disapproval. You can disapprove with empathy or without empathy. Empathy
agree.
doesn't mean justification.
I agree.
I can be like, I understand why you did that, but that's not necessarily the best way to do it. Right? Boom. The analysis and judgment of the merits and faults of a literary artistic work. This is neutral. Now, if you look at this, the main difference between
Main difference of what?
constructive and destructive criticism is
Okay.
the way in which they are delivered. Constructive criticism is criticism given with a compassionate and helpful attitude, while destructive criticism is criticism given with the intention to harm or insult.
Hold on. But it's my point is,
I got you, Zay.
if me and him talking, what you may perceive as being harmful may not be harmful.
Right, you guys are good friends, but if you don't know me, don't walk up to
That's
me
what I'm saying.
insulting
It
me.
depends on the person. What I can talk to my sister a certain way, I can talk to my cousin a certain way.
Hold on, Zay. Can I
But-
get you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Feedback versus criticism. I'll turn up the brightness.
You petty. Petty pin the grass. Continue.
Petty Paul.
Petty wop.
All right.
Okay, what?
Criticism focuses almost entirely on the problem. It points out the problem, often many times without providing or suggesting a practical, workable solution. Feedback focuses on recognizing the problem and then working with the recipient to come up with the ways to resolve the issue, correct the problem, and move forward.
Okay.
There's a difference between criticism and feedback.
Because of society, but criticism wasn't originally a neutral statement. Hence, when you looked up criticism in the Oxford Dictionary, it was neutral definition. Am I wrong?
I just brought up what criticism
was talking about-
You can go back, swipe back. It's
You just
an
feel some type of
iPhone.
way about criticism.
All
No,
right.
I don't feel some type of way about
Kevin
criticism if I
Samuels.
wasn't taught that at work, at different jobs. It's a difference between
Basically,
criticism-
they just took constructive criticism and put the word feedback on it so you feel better about it. But at the
No,
end of the day, it's the same difference.
Okay. I'll stop you. We're gonna look up feedback because it's not because that's what I'm
You
trying.
think when they was writing the Webster dictionary, there was like feedback? No, it's like criticism.
Because if I give you feedback, because like we
You can
deal
have-
with in the church together, whatever, and you can say, hey, Chaz, like sometimes a certain singer is louder than other singers.
Okay.
Maybe we should turn that singer down. That's feedback. Excuse me. Criticism is saying, hey, you just making us sound bad. And it's one person that's really loud and they sound like they suck. That's criticism.
No, hold on. Criticism begins with the word you. So if I'm approaching you on the constructive criticism, I'm not necessarily insulting you, but it is about you in that moment. What starts as a criticism?
When did it ever become about you?
No, and I'm
Criticism is
telling you that because
criticism.
when I work with couples, that's part of the 4 horsemen of the end of a relationship.
wrong.
No, listen. No, because you don't have any reasons why I'm wrong. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
The 4 horsemen of a relationship, meaning that the relationship is getting ready to end because this is showing up in your conflicts, right? The first one is criticism. What marks criticism is a you statement versus an I statement.
Fair.
Right?
Okay.
So what I'm
I
saying
ain't gonna
is,
say fair.
so what I'm saying is, if I'm approaching you about what you not doing, whether or not it's destructive and
Okay, I was about to
constructive
ask you
means
that.
whether or not my intent is to harm or to help. So it's still criticism because it's about you and I'm putting it on you and I am accusing you of something
But how would you know the person was trying to harm or help?
because of how what they say is insulting.
But it might not be.
That's
you might not say
subjective.
something. Yeah, I'm saying it's subjective.
Not necessarily. If I say you
90% of the time. It's
If I
subjective.
say you suck at this, whether or not you take it that way, my intention may have been to harm you. You just didn't take it that way.
But it might
my
been-
intention was to harm you.
It could have been to improve on something.
Subjective. A feedback is giving an overall view of everything. Like, hey, these are some of the things that are wrong. These are the things that are right. These are some of the steps, like the dictionary just said, that we can improve on this. That's feedback. Criticism is just saying, hey, well, you suck at this and you're bad or whatever like that or XYZ. But feedback is giving somebody saying, hey, like it's like when you're
Give me both.
when you're grading your friend's tests in elementary school and middle school and stuff like that. You know, and say, hey, this is wrong, but this is why it's wrong. That's feedback. Critiquing it is just saying, hey, this is wrong. Okay, well, why is it wrong? You have to give feedback. You just can't criticize
I didn't
somebody.
say that. No. This constructive criticism is, you wrong. This is wrong. This is not right, right?
Fair.
And maybe you could do it this way better.
That's feedback.
No, you said why. That's not why. That's what you can do better. That's not
No.
why. That's what. You said why. I said what.
Oh, okay. If you want to catch me up on the why and the what, okay, cool.
I mean,
but
I
I'm
simply-
still looking at it. It's
I
like
simply
that's
just disagree with you.
That's feedback. Anytime you give someone, like the definition said, a solution or a analysis.
Right, and when I looked up the definition between constructive and destructive criticism, it gave you
I
a different
provided
definition.
you two.
So listen. I
still think it's subjective, though.
I simply just disagree with you.
It got to be subjective.
And that's
though.
okay.
It is okay.
I mean,
okay.
it's not
I
okay
simply
when it's a
disagree.
fact.
No,
But
not
I think-
necessarily. A fact is something that can be proven true.
And
or
it
false.
was proven by two witnesses.
Actually, no. On my witnesses, it said the same thing. I gave you two
Yours
definitions.
don't
somebody
count.
says you
It
can
was a
have to
white
get-
man in Oxford. That don't count.
No,
That wasn't Oxford. His was Oxford.
Somebody
His was
said,
Oxford.
No, yours was.
No,
but
it was.
somebody said you didn't
Look it
have to
up.
get circumcised to be.
That's
you
not
know.
Oxford.
Whatever.
Yours was Oxford.
Okay.
So
Well, guess what?
I believe
get
it's
even
subjective.
more with off of Oxford. But go ahead.
I believe it's subjective on the person
okay.
because it like certain things. We can bring this back to men and women.
I mean, you're bringing it down to culture, the culture of a friendship. But at the end of the day, the definition is this. So whether or not you took it that way, so like, let's just say this. Be like, if my friend calls me the B word, be like, B, blah, 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 right?
Okay.
Okay. If she didn't mean it that way, she didn't mean it that way. And if I took it negatively, that doesn't necessarily mean she was trying to insult me, but I'm insulted, right? Now, if she was trying to insult me and I'm not insulted, that doesn't mean she wasn't trying to insult me. You see what I'm saying?
But you never know the intentions of the other person.
That's why you ask.
But you still don't know.
But see, that's why it goes back to like feedback. Like, what are you
I agree.
doing to help
if you said
If you're addressing the problem
If you
and
said this
coming up
line,
with a solution,
and then
It sounds
added.
like feedback and constructive criticism are synonyms.
they're not synonyms.
Why
We
can't they be
made them.
synonyms?
You know what? We made them synonyms in previous times, but that's not
Why
what
we
they're
can't do
meant.
that now?
Because that's not the criticism.
Trump.
Is not Trump. Yeah, no. Criticism is not feedback. Criticism is just saying, "Hey, you fucked up."
Wait,
So when you say,
why
"Hey, you
can't
fucked
they
up,"
be synonyms?
you know why they can't be synonyms?
Why?
Because the reason being is because criticism has its own play, and then feedback has its own play. But we try to encroach criticism on feedback.
No.
That's not the
Criticism
that's not the
is a
case.
you statement. I'm accusing you of something, right? So instead of being like,
Okay, you're accusing me of something, right?
right,
Cool. Okay, keep going.
right, which is why in a conflict, I wouldn't start my sentences with a you. I would start it with an I.
Okay, fine.
Right?
Fair. Cool.
But that doesn't mean it's not criticism.
Okay, cool. Come on.
Right? So constructive versus destructive.
Okay.
If you looked at the definitions that I gave you, destructive is the intent to
Uh-uh,
harm or insult.
We coming with
Why?
criticism. We
No,
coming
no,
with
no.
criticism.
I gave you these definitions and I'm sticking by them.
Because it's a difference
no, no, no.
between
You don't have to
feedback and tearing down.
I disagree.
How would you disagree with
I
a fan?
disagree.
That's why it's
with
not
that.
subjective.
I disagree.
With a difference between feedback and tearing somebody down, or a difference between the feedback and
No,
criticizing?
I disagree that feedback and criticism have to be 100% distant. Because listen in, criticism is a neutral word. So if you add destructive,
criticism a neutral word?
the definition you gave
Okay.
me from Oxford was neutral. Don't do that.
I agree with neutral.
It was neutral. So
agree
once you
with
tack destructive on it, what does it become? Negative. And once
But-
you tack constructive on it, what does it become? Positive. And you're saying that feedback is the same thing as constructive criticism, meaning they are synonyms. Okay, I disagree.
My
That's
point
fair.
is,
You're wrong, but it's okay.
It's
I'm
hard
right.
I
to-
think you're wrong. But like you said, it's subjective.
It's not subjective. It's
not
factual.
subjective
no.
anymore.
I was saying
This is. I'm saying what I'm saying.
I'm
is
saying it's
factual.
subjective.
Okay, then it's subjective.
I'm saying it's
Okay.
subjective.
You're right, it's subjective.
Because you don't know the intentions of somebody, and you don't know how somebody's going to perceive something.
I disagree.
Okay.
You know the intentions of how do you know somebody's intentions?
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I was saying you can't.
I
tell
don't.
somebody.
I don't necessarily know someone's intentions because I can't read their mind.
You know why it's not? Because
However,
feedback is coming up with a solution.
you can tell by how somebody's approaching you whether or not they're being aggressive or not. Can you not?
Whether being
Still
aggressive.
subjective. That's
Whether being
still
aggressive.
Subjective.
because it's not providing a
If
solution.
someone's yelling at you, is that subjective? Whether
It's
or not
still
they're
not
yelling?
providing a
Hold on.
solution.
Yes, it depends. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Your coach in football.
Like you said earlier, it depends on your culture. Where how I was raised compared to my wife, we were raised two different ways.
Okay.
In my household, we really didn't yell at people unless it was something.
Okay.
My wife, her
They're
whole
yelling
entire
household.
family is loud. So what I perceive as yelling,
I'm
that's
gonna
just
cut
their
this
normal.
out.
Hold on, I mean, she know her family loud. Everybody in the family know that.
All right.
What I perceive as yelling, that's their normal conversation. So it just depends on the person and the situation and your culture. Like, and she had when we're around each other's families, when she comes to my family, she sees a completely different side. She's like, oh, I see why. She say I always talk low. She understands why I just talk.
She's like, open up your mouth and talk.
Right. Her family, I'm like, why are y'all screaming? Y'all right next to each other. It just kind of depends how you was raised.
So
in
you
your culture.
can't tell when someone's angry.
Not necessarily. It's
still
still would be
subjective.
subjective.
You can't tell when someone's angry.
It still would be subjective.
Because the
I might
example he
perceive-
provided,
I might
yelling.
think I might think they're yelling. They're angry, and they might not be angry or yelling.
Okay.
I might think that.
I get you.
And I'll bring it back. A lot of black women get accused of being angry,
That's
and they're
true.
not angry
That's true.
because of the culture they were raised in.
Y'all, can I make me another
But
drink?
it
man?
just depends. And a lot of white women perceive that as, oh, you
That's
angry.
true.
And it's like, nah.
And I was the one who brought up culture first.
I just talk this way because this is the way I was raised. It's my
Semicolon,
culture.
however, comma.
Oh man, I knew it was coming.
Semicolon, however,
I knew it was
comma.
coming.
Whether or not you know the intention of someone, the intention of the person still remains the same. So if they're coming up to you,
But you
giving
don't know it.
But you
that's fine. But what that got to do with their intentions? But that doesn't mean
don't know it.
that's fine. But that doesn't necessarily. You're not letting me finish. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not coming to you destructively. Now you can receive
Right.
it that way or not. That depends on how you react to it. I agree with that.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not trying to destruct you in that moment.
It might not, but I don't know. I gotta ask them. Even so,
Okay.
they might still lie. I don't know.
Okay, well, telling me I need to watch out for Marisol and Maria is definitely destructive to the black community.
See,
And you know
you
it.
see how we're
And
trying
you
to
know
backtrack
it.
on
And
all of
you
this
know
stuff. Like, nah.
No, that's how we got here. That's how we got here.
No. Feedback and
Look, you want-
criticism is how we got here. So all of
No, we got here because of because of
Black women.
what?
So that's the thing. So I'm gonna transition this into like my topic.
What's your
Since you just had your topic and you just ran with it.
That's not fair. Y'all ganged up on me.
You look. So my topic is like,
12.
how do we fix the
Yes.
problem between like black women and black men? Because like I'm gonna
Was
just
that
be
your topic? Or your topic was there a divide between the two?
okay. That's fair. I'll change my topic. So how do we fix the problem? Because this is the thing. The thought process of a black man and the thought process of a black woman is different. Not to say that either one is wrong.
Okay.
How do we come in the middle?
Okay, let me say this. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think all black men and all black women think the same. And I say that because there have been some things
Yeah, that's
you've
what I just
argued me down on, and other black men was like, yeah, he tripping.
They retarded, so it's cool.
Don't use that word.
Can you use retarded?
Come on now, y'all.
That's a scientific definition. All right.
No, in the 1940s, but that's not what it is in the DSM-5 no more. Don't do
Okay.
that.
So
That's like DSM-3. Don't do that.
But
Okay.
to be all right. That's
Okay,
a whole
okay.
other conversation. We're gonna stay on.
okay.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll come back. So okay, fair. They say I'm wrong.